Hi, welcome back to Beauty from Inside and Out. My name is Lisa Galloway, and today I'm talking about something that's very personal when it comes to what I've done to bring me confidence back in my appearance. So what I've struggled with are dark spots, hyperpigmentation. If this is your struggle, if you are tired of just dealing with this unevenness in your skin tone and you don't even know where to begin or what to do or all the information that you kind of need to know about it, then I think you found the right channel. Keep watching. Let's get into it.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, let's get the hair off the face, even though I'm not really gonna apply anything on my face, but I washed my hair yesterday and this is kind of like my natural curl and it just gets a little poofy, and I was like, okay, don't know kind of what to do with it today. I've got to just get the tools and see what we can do with these curls. But enough of the hair. You're not here for that. You're here for dark spots and hyperpigmentation, right? Melasma, the whole schmeal that you've heard about maybe all over the place, and maybe you'll find some things different that I'm gonna share with maybe other places that you've looked for. Maybe there'll be some things that you've heard. Either way, I hope that you take away something from this video today. So I've got to put a little bit of lip gloss on my on my lips because I just have like the basics on. I took care of my sunscreen and that's it. No makeup on today. And as you can see, I have clearly an uneven tone of skin on my face, which I am so happy to see, because let's face it, we don't all have one shade of color on our faces. Not that it's not possible. Maybe on some younger girls, right, they may have like a which may seem to be one shade, but I think for like 99% of us, that's not the case. So this right here is come a long ways from when I started this journey with skincare. Okay, let's get into this, right? So there are a few ingredients when it comes to tackling the hyperpigmentation issues, right? Struggles. And I have got, like, I can't even pick it all up, but it's all in front of me here. And I'm gonna kind of show you a few things that I started out with, have tried, saw some results, but I love to try new things. Whenever there's something that kind of tickles my ear, I'm like, let me see, is this gonna be something that will help, will not irritate? So speaking of irritate, okay, we're all aware of what retinoid or retinol is, right? It's that prescription that you can get at the doctor's office that will help pretty much like the issues of your hyperpigmentation. But I know many of you probably have also heard that it can be very, very irritating on the skin, especially if you have sensitive skin, reactive skin. And so most of the time, we won't even start there because either we had a bad experience with it, we've heard others that have had a bad experience with it, and we're like, I'm staying away from that. So I'm gonna share with you a few things that have the retinols in it, but it's a milder formulation. And the one thing that if you can take away with everything that I'm gonna share is that consistency is key. I know that's hard to accept because let's face it, we live in a Amazon microwave world, right? That we want everything and we want results today. tomorrow. That's not the case when it comes to hyperpigmentation and dark spots on our faces. Listen, it took a minute for that to get there, right? If you think about how the whole thing with like when it comes to weight gaining, right? You didn't get heavy overnight. It took some time. And even though it takes a long time and it feels like to take it off, those extra pounds, right? It didn't get there overnight. It took time. But it's so much fun to just go ahead and put the weight on, and it's not so much fun to take it off. Think of it that way when it comes to like dealing with your dark spots and your hyperpigmentation. It didn't get there overnight. It could have been from hormones, of change of life, of pregnancy, of whatever the situation is, bad overexposure to sun. Listen, I am totally guilty of that. Grew up in the 80s where like baby oil and sitting out in the sun was a thing. And I know that plus a lot of other elements as far as like illnesses that have contributed to my personal dark spots and melasma. But it's not impossible to tackle it and to keep it at its best within arm's length, right? Like you want it to be controlled. Okay, enough yapping, Lisa. Let's get into some of the things that you've been using or have used, right? So before I start anywhere, and I know that if you've watched a lot of beauty channels, you're gonna hear this, and I'm not gonna be the only one. I won't be the first or the last to mention it, and that is sunscreen. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. It kind of goes alongside with that consistency word, because if you're gonna do any of the things that I'm gonna mention and you don't wear your sunscreen every single day, whether there's sun out, whether it's winter, then all of this is just gonna be money down the tubes, down the drain, so to speak. So wear a sunscreen, any sunscreen. Now, I personally use, depending on the activity of what I'm doing, if I'm gonna wear makeup, then I kind of wear a specific sunscreen. If I'm gonna be outdoors and I know I'm gonna be perspiring a lot, I wear a certain sunscreen. So it just depends on what's happening that day. But I do like this particular sunscreen because it already has also like skincare components to it, like green tea, and it has aloe vera. And so if you look up what green tea as far as what it can do when it's broken down for your skin, oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard of what's called EGCG, and it's an oxidant that's in the green tea that just helps to reduce the signs of aging. I know, who knew? Listen, I'm a geek when it comes to like really digging into all the nitty gritty ingredients that are in like skincare, and why was it purposely put into this particular product. Anywho, green tea. So that has this, and again, the aloe vera, which we know that that's very soothing to the skin, right? So it's protecting while it's also nourishing to your skin. Find yourself something like this. If you're interested in this one, it'll be linked in my descriptions below. And I love a good sunscreen. Okay, so that getting out the way, and let's get into some of the other products that I've used. What I started out with when I began to really pay attention to like my skin and what it was doing as I started to age, I really didn't pay attention too much on skincare other than the once in a while that I do like an apricot scrub. Do you remember those back in the 80s? But it was because it was maybe a trend, which wasn't even a word, I don't think, back then. But I did it. And that's kind of like a soap. I mean, that was kind of really the extent of like my skincare when I was in my 20s and 30s and teens. But as I got into my 50s, I really started to see a difference on a number of things. Like I mentioned earlier, due to illnesses and also just bad sun exposure, combination of all, I started to really see those dark spots. I had like the mustache melasma, which was very prominent, and you can just see, maybe not even see it on camera, but it's very light. I can't even see it anymore in compared to what it was, right? We're not trying to get perfection when it comes to our skincare. We're just trying to pinpoint a specific problem and try to minimize that as best as possible you can do. So I thought that this one, and I'm gonna start with this particular one. This is a brand new bottle I bought a while back. I haven't even opened this one up, but it was the I'm gonna say the line that I began my skincare journey, and it is with The Ordinary, right? Brand new bottle. Now this one is a glycolic acid 7% toning solution. This right here is, first of all, so it can do so much. Not only just a form of exfoliation for your skin, but it also helps with those darker spots. And it's something that you use maybe once or twice a week. That's how I used to use it when I was using it. And I still have a bottle because I do tend to, once I finish this one, which I'm going to talk to you in a minute. But The Ordinary, what I liked about that line is that their products are very individually for whatever problem you're having. So I think I may have, I don't know if I have any other that I'm going to talk about that's from The Ordinary. I don't think so. But when I started, I would look for specific ingredients and I would say, okay, this is what I wanted for this specific reason, and that's why I used it. So it doesn't have a whole, there's no fluff to the one product. What it says that it does, and that's it. It's targeted for that. So this one, like I said, is a great solution, serum. Oh, it's not really a serum. It's very liquidy. You can tell it's very watery, but it's great for those two things. I found it very, very effective when it came to feeling like I was removing like that top dead skin of layer on my skin, and also helping with the discoloration of my skin. And again, I started once a week, implemented another, and then I was doing it twice a week for the longest time before I started anything else. So if you're kind of, and keep in mind, this may not be for everyone. If you have very sensitive skin, I'll share maybe other things that you can try, but this can be a little bit stronger for certain skin types, but it's very effective. Okay, so that is the glycolic that I was using a bit back. But let me get back to the one that I'm trying to finish off before I get back into this one. And this is from the Naturium line. So this is another line that, and these two particular ones are they pay attention to cost efficient, right? Everything, we're always looking for something that we can use that's effective, but it's not going to break the bank. And these two particular lines and brands are very, very, they fall in that category. And you can easily pick them up at Ulta, at Target, like a lot of your local places of shopping stores. This is the glycolic acid resurfacing solution, 8%. So it's 1% stronger than that one that I showed. Again, it's very, very liquidy. So, and I'm almost done with this one. And again, these will last a while because you're not using them every single day. So because use other forms of exfoliation methods is the reason why it's lasting longer than maybe somebody that will be only using this, but a good one. So again, double duty, right? It's gonna take care of exfoliating, but it's a good form of problem solving solution for those discolorations on your skin, right? As long as you're using it consistently. So this is from Naturium. Okay. The other thing that is very good, and I don't know if you've heard of this particular line, I think I've seen it also at Ulta, but it's Good Molecules. The bottles, it's almost like they have, I think, the same concept as The Ordinary, that a lot of their products are specifically targeted for the one issue you're having. So it's easy to go pick up the bottle. Like this one says discoloration correcting serum. There's no fluff about it. This is exactly what you're buying it for, right? It's for those darker spots. And this one is very milky, very liquidy, but milky. The other ones were clear, and this one's got more like a milky coloring to it. And again, I will put this like all over my face where I feel like I'm having. Always keep in mind that there's stronger ingredients in this, so like keep them away from getting too close to your eyes, especially underneath your eyes, because the skin there is so thin that it can get irritated. So a lot of times what I sometimes do, just so that it won't even seep in, is that I will wear like under eye patches, and then I put this on, and then of course I'm placing it around the patch so that it's not getting so close to my eyes. So this is a really a good one from Good Molecules to use for your dark spots and hyperpigmentation. Okay, let me mention a couple for under eyes, because I know that one of the other bigger struggles is like darker eyes, under eyes, right? And listen, there could be a whole myriad of reasons why that's the case. So these particular products may not necessarily help you if this is something that's like hereditary, right? And like some people in your family, your mom or your grandma, your aunt, uncle would have like just naturally that darker area on your spot, then therefore it may not specifically help, and it's something that you definitely want to go ahead and just speak to your physician about. But these particular ones for me, I have, and of course, you know, as you age, you do just have certain areas that you need to treat a little bit differently. So even though that there's like a big thing back and forth, I think, when it comes to creams. Do you need a separate cream for your under eyes? Can just your normal cream take care of your under eyes if it's just for your whole face? Yes and no. And I say that because, again, everyone is different, right? Our skins are all different. So sometimes you may have more sensitive skin than the next person, and the typical face cream that you're using may be a little bit too heavy for your under eyes. So these particular under eye products are created for that specific area. So keep that in mind. Okay, let me go with Versed. Versed, I tell you, there are so many products lately with Versed that are amazing that I still haven't even gotten my hands on, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. But I, once again, when I was just looking around at the shop, read what was on the bottle, on the tube, and it says out of sight dark spot gel. Okay, that's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. And what it has, as far as the two ingredients already inside, which is kojic acid and I can never say this word, tranexamic. Why do they make these words so darn long and so darn hard to say? But those two ingredients, oh my gosh, are they created for dark spots? First of all, let me read to you what kojic acid does. So it's a skin lightening properties, ability to inhibit melanin productivity. Okay, and the tranexamic acid helps discoloration of dark spots. So when this was created, they knew having those two things in this particular eye gel or cream, whatever the case may be, was going to be like important. And this has got like a very it's a gel, so you can see the color on that. And I've had this tube for a little bit. I believe it was a little lighter in coloring. It's almost like, have you heard or have you seen with vitamin C, if it's created properly, it gets discolored. And I guess that it's not that you can't use it, but the effectiveness of why it was created and how it was created may be lessened. So this tube, I'm not sure if that's the case. I just remember when I first got it, it wasn't as dark. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, the other thing from Naturium, going back to Naturium, is this avocado melt retinol eye cream. And so this is doesn't have a smell to it, but it's green in color and it is a cream. And I put this when I'm having a night where I'm just targeting my dark spots. I will sometimes alternate to this particular cream, and it's very nice and cool. Mind you, you can keep a lot of these products in a fridge if you'd like, if you have your own little fridge in your bathroom or in your bedroom, or if you have to keep it maybe like in your kitchen, just stick steal a little spot in your fridge to keep like your products. But it does help with certain products, I think, especially when it comes to like under eyes, right? What are the normal things that we're dealing with? Puffiness, and we know that coldness will help that. So keep that in mind. But I love the feel to this under the eye. It's very light, it's not heavy at all. And I use those two particular products, these two here, at night when I'm doing like when I'm targeting my dark spots. Okay, so let me show you one more for under eye. And this one is from Celesty. It's Hyperpigmentation Ultra Brightening Eye Cream. This one has alpha arbutin, kojic acid, which we mentioned, and some vitamin C. Now, arbutin, let me read to you what arbutin is. It's a natural derivative of hydroquinone. So hydroquinone is very, very strong. Again, kind of the whole thing with retinol prescription versus a retinol that's been diluted in a sense. So it's a natural derivative, and it's a little more gentler. So when you see anything that you'll have like that, arbutin, in this case it's the alpha arbutin, just think hydroquinone, much gentler. Okay, so this is another eye cream. Again, I use this one honestly even more so than the Naturium cream. This one is more of like a cream like. It is, so in compared to the Naturium, this one is very if I said that the other one was light, this is even lighter than that. It absorbs into the skin so nicely, especially underneath that thin layer of your skin. I love this eye cream for hyperpigmentation. I believe it does wonders, and I do this at least maybe 4 times a week in the evening when I'm targeting my dark spots night. So that is for the eye cream. Let me go ahead and share with you another Naturium product. Now this one, getting back to that nice difficult word, tranexamic, I think that's what it's called. Topical acid, 5%. And again, this one has kojic acid, niacinamide, licorice root, and niacinamide is honestly one of the serums that can be used across the board and mixes well with any other skincare that you're doing that helps with the unevenness of your skin. Niacinamide, again, the original, the ordinary rather, this line has a niacinamide if that's what you choose to just use. but it's in a lot of other products. Like that ingredients really just sits in a lot of products. So if you have a product that already has the niacinamide in it, then you don't need to go out and get just a niacinamide product because it's already in what you're using. But this one's for all over your face. Okay, so again, this one I believe comes in a certain, very liquidy, right? Comes in this particular color and works amazing when it comes to dark spots. Deuterium, I think, is a really good line to look into if you're wanting to get started, or The Ordinary. Now, let's do creams to kind of wrap this up. I've used these 3 creams, and the one that I am using currently now is the one that I have found that works, that I'm comfortable with, that my face, that my skin has, I believe, has loved. Pay attention to how your skin is reacting to some of the things that you're trying. Like, give it time. And this is kind of like one of the other key things when it comes to introducing new skincare products, is that, again, nothing works overnight. You have to be consistent, but you have to give it time. So I always like to say that at least try a product singularly for about like 6 to 8 weeks and see how your skin is reacting to it. Like, really pay attention. Even snap a picture before you start, and then after. Sometimes we can be very critical as we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and say, I don't really see anything there. But it's not until you take a picture and then you go back sometime later and you can put it side by side and really see the difference. I really think that that's a good way to compare how far your skin has come. So going back to why I feel like I'll leave that product for last, is the one that I feel that my skin has really just loved, has been very responsive to, and I have seen longer term of benefits to it. But these are all creams that have some kind of ingredient that I've mentioned, whether it's the kojic, whether it's the arbutin, the tranexamic, which we're going to get that word, but a lot of these have those ingredients in them. Okay, so this one is from CeraVe, which we've all have seen like at any pharmacy or any of your local stores. It's a skin renewing retinol serum. So this one has 3 essential ceramides, which ceramides are really good for drier skin. And just read on ceramides, look it up, you'll see all the goodness to that particular ingredient. And it has hyaluronic acid. Of course, we all know that that's another thing to keep like your faces on the hydrated side. So nice cream to have, easy access to get, on the side of more inexpensive. CeraVe, I think this is a really great product to have in your cupboard or in your bathroom cabinet. So this one I'm going to mention is on a higher price point, but I just had to see what all the rave was. And this is from the line Dermalogica. Okay, it is a dark spot serum, and as I was looking up inside, it has all of the same things that all of the other products that I've talked about. So it has the niacinamide in it. It has the kojic in it. Amazing cream. Now, the fact that it's on the pricier side was already somewhat of an issue for me. I don't really think that you need to pay tons of money to be able to like take care of your skin. But the other thing is that it is very strong, and I really couldn't pinpoint what it was that made this super strong. I personally don't have reactive skin. I don't have sensitive skin. I don't believe I do. And this one, whoa. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be much more effective. It's just that it was strong, and it somewhat made me want to just put a pause on it. But I did use it for about maybe 2 weeks. And one thing that, like I mentioned earlier, was that I needed to make sure that it stayed away really truly from this particular area of my face, because I felt a little bit of the burning sensation. It made that particular area on my face drier. So although I believe that it will work when it comes to dark spots and hyperpigmentation, it was very, very strong. Okay, but I liked it. It was good, and I'm sure that they have other products down their line that are effective and work well. But the one that I have stuck to is this retinol renewal cream with Celesty, and it is from the Ageless series. I love this cream for my face. I wear this one about 4 times a week, like I do with the eye cream, together on the nights that I'm targeting my hyperpigmentation. And it has all the benefits that everything else that I have read. So let me go ahead and kind of run this by you. It has glycerin, which we know that that is just an extra serum that will help hydration. It will help with elasticity to your skin. It has temperone, which is a synthetic compound for its anti-aging skin components, skin protective. Peptides, guys, and ceramides. I should probably maybe even do a whole video on just that, but all of the things that I share is just stuff that I have found online by just digging, and it's amazing how that works all, in just together with all the things that you're doing for your skin. So peptides is another one, and that has this inside that. So one of my must do's is the cream and the eye cream when it comes with Celesty, but I have mentioned quite a bit of products that will give you somewhere to start, somewhat to dabble in, and to see what's gonna work for you. And I hope that what I've shared has either been informative as far as something new that you've heard, and if it's something that you have heard, drop it in the comments. Tell me what you're using. Tell me what you have tried that I've mentioned and how it's worked for you, or just tell me what you personally use for your dark spots and hyperpigmentation. And I didn't mention it here in this video because like I said, love skincare and trying all kinds of things, and then I can see if it's something that may work for me. So can't wait to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.